Hello my dudes, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a review of this here razor. This is a highly spoken about, highly sponsored, I'm literally shaking water. This is a highly sponsored, highly talked about razor online in the YouTube blogosphere, what have you. They've done a lot of sponsored content on it, and guess what? They got me. They got me and I paid for this. Obviously this is unsponsored, I got 300 subscribers, but I thought I would give you obviously a completely neutral view of the razor. And what I do want to say before we go any further is absolutely want to make it categorically clear that what you do with your body hair is your business and nobody else's. Listen, if you want to shave your body, I'm here to support you. I'm here to give you information on this razor. If you want to shave some of your body, that's also cool. If you don't want to shave any of your body, that's also punk as fuck in my eyes. If anybody makes you feel otherwise, they really should get wrecked. I choose to shave my body, and the reason is I like how it feels for me. I love the feeling of my body when it's exfoliated, shaved and moisturized. I feel like a porpoise. I feel I feel like that Vine of that dude, like in the, I love it. It makes me feel confident in my own body. Like I like my skin feeling smooth. I've also got tattoos on my legs, so you know, sort of going through that process makes them sort of more vibrant, and that's something that I really like. But you know, I just wanted to start this very clearly, very plainly let you know my views that you should not stand for being shamed, whether it's to do with anything, but also including your body hair. Anyway, moving on, I wanted to talk about this razor. Basically, I know that they've done a lot of sponsored content, and I was in the market for a new razor. Previously I had like the Venus in a little pot, which is, you know, convenient for travel and all that shit, but I had the same pod for a while. It was getting a bit gooey, a bit gammy, and I decided to treat myself. And actually the starter kit is really inexpensive, particularly in comparison with other high street brands. You know, I think typically if you don't get a Venus razor on offer, they're around a tenner, whereas this starter kit, which comes with two heads, the razor handle, yeah, this is a handle, and the sort of gluey stand on the side, postage, I think it's $7.99 or $7.95, one of the two. Just under £8. So, you know, it's cheaper in that sense. It's one of those things that I hadn't really thought about being vegan and cruelty free. As you may know, I've sort of been making moves this past year to make my beauty, hygiene, wellness, all that stuff to be vegan and cruelty free. You know, I've been a vegan for 5 years, so I'm trying to align my product usage along with my diet to, you know, sort of incorporate that into my lifestyle. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I did film the day that I got the razor, and also I've given you a nice close-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the footage now of me getting the package, opening it, unboxing it, showing you what you get inside, and then also the clip of me sort of really like showing the razor up close and personal, and then I will share with you my thoughts. Hello, I have just gotten off of a Zoom call and a package has arrived for me. I ordered myself a razor kit from Estrid. Their marketing worked, guys. It literally did. I've paid for it. I bought this myself. So this is their standard starter kit that I paid for. It was $7.95. I didn't realise it came from Sweden. This is the box that it came in. The postman very lovingly shoved it through my letterbox. So this looks all cute. This is the little envelope it comes in. I do really enjoy their branding. I went for the colour Cloud, which is grey. Is that everything? Yes, it is. So it comes with a head and a replacement head with it, and then it's got like a little sucky thing for it to stick on the wall, and then it's got a little arrow. That's handy, so it tells you which way to put it, and then da, 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 da. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I threw away my other razor when I was like, I've ordered this. It came, I ordered it, it's maybe been a week, and keep in mind this is like COVID time, so I think international, that's not so bad. I will use this and get back to you accordingly whenever. Here's Alice in the future. I hope you're having a great time. So before I hop in the shower and use this for the first time, I just thought I would show you it in situ. I've done it sort of away from my shower just to kind of give this sticky thing its best shot. But for the most part, like, well, it's not moved and it's been up a couple of days. This seems to work quite well because I was a bit worried because this is, you know, metal. Ta-da! Made as one. So I also wanted to show you the blade real quickly. Hang on, hold up. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the head up nice and close and personal. Is that how it looks? It's got 5 blades. I'm assuming more blades, more precision. But truthfully, I don't know. I'm not a whiz. But I just wanted to give you a close-up, nice and personal, before it's sort of wedged in with all my hair. Anyway, I'm gonna hop in the shower, give it a good use. I do have a solid couple of weeks of body hair ready to come off with this bad boy. So let's give it a go. So now that I've had it for the best part of a month, I would say. So I haven't had it ages and ages, but also I don't really know what else you need to do to review a razor other than use it. Admittedly, the sort of goo, the shaving gel stuff is still very much intact. I haven't used it all the way down, like it's not blunt yet. I could definitely update you on that if you want to, you know, subscribe. I could definitely chuck that in a vlog, but I have developed some thoughts. So I guess initially, before we sort of move into things, I did make a list as to what was important to me, like what do I want from a razor, which I guess is something that I've never really thought about before. And it turns out I'm relatively low maintenance. I don't know how you could quite be high maintenance when considering a razor, but the list of the things that I could come up with that I want from a razor are that it's effective. Basically, that it works. So I want a clean shave ASAP, basically. Oh, also talking about my body hair, I wouldn't say it's overly coarse or anything. The hair on my head, although I've got wavy hair today, my hair naturally grows straight, so I imagine that is the same for my body hair. It's not particularly thick or anything like that. I think it's pretty standard, but I would because it's the hair on my body. So anyway, but yeah, so I want a clean shave quickly and effectively. So I want to be porpoise-like ASAP is, I guess, what I want from a razor. But I also put the option to travel with it, you know, sort of if I'm going on a holiday or what have you, I might want to shave whilst I'm there. So I guess that's where you come into, like, with electric razors, obviously depending on how far away you go and for how long, depends on whether you can charge it and stuff, but I know a lot of places have them in bathrooms. But anyway, cheap and affordable. I hate spending money on razors. Who enjoys it? I feel like it's just a boring expense. And then also finally vegan and cruelty free. So Estrid here fit that bill perfectly, I think. So for a quick crib sheet of the razor itself, it has 5 blades. I know often a lot of Gillette ads, what have you, talk about how many blades are in it. You know, the Quattro 4. That's Wilkinson's sword, but you know what I mean. Like they boast how many razors they have. So I'm assuming with 5 blades that really takes care of the hair. So I have found that it has given it an effective close shave ASAP. It's vegan and cruelty free. The sort of shaving, I won't say gel because it's solid, but it does sort of goo up when you get it wet in the shower. That's vegan and cruelty free. There is an option to travel with. You can buy a silicone travel case with it. I didn't purchase it this time around, but I would happily, when I get my subscription for my razor heads, we'll talk about this being a subscription model in a minute, I find that, you know, I would definitely order the travel case with that the next time and be happy to, I think it's like something like £6 on top. I wanted to sort of, you know, play about with this first before I committed to spending more money, and I would say it is affordable. I think initially when I saw Estrid doing quite a lot of sponsored work, I expected it to be more expensive than what it was. So that's why I was kind of like, I'm not really gonna faff around with that. And then I sort of saw that actually, you know, particularly the starter set is really reasonably priced, and then you pay for razors on top of that, razor heads, sorry, on top of that. So the bonuses that I would say that come with this is low waste. There is some plastic on the razor head itself, but the handle is like a weighty metal. It does feel like nice in the hand, sturdy, what have you. It doesn't feel cheap at all in the slightest. You know, it's low waste in regards to there being some plastic, but not loads. I do also shave with shower gel, although I do think you could get by just with the surrounding shaving agent that comes with this, which is also vegan and cruelty free. Big thumbs up. It's really easy. They make it really easy. Subscription models are designed to be easy. So, you know, it comes to your door and you then have to sign up to it, basically sign up to a subscription service, although you could obviously cancel it straight away. But with this, you know, it comes straight to your door. What I will say, it took about a week to get here. I didn't realise that it comes from Sweden. So I initially thought it was a UK brand just because of the amount of UK influencers that they've been working with to promote their product. So I assumed that it was a UK based brand, but it's not. So you know, a week considering, that's, you know, a good amount of time for it to get to you. And then there's a subscription model that you can tailor to how many razor heads you want for however amount of time. I believe the longest you can leave it is 3 months, so you'd have 4 shipments a year. I'm just going to double check the facts and figs to be 100% sure. So I have just double checked. It is $7.95 for the starter kit, and then it is $9.95 for 4 subsequent heads that get delivered to you. So I think you can get 4 heads delivered either every 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. I chose the 3 months because I think otherwise you would really have a build up, and you can cancel, pause whenever you want. So whilst I'm sure that there is some thought behind it, you kind of potentially forgetting that you've signed up for it or that it's going to be coming out of your account, you are effectively in control. I mean, overall, it does what it says and it does it well. I think it's a really nice razor. Admittedly, I think I had my razor head on my previous razor for a very long time. It was quite blunt by the time that I binned it, but this, it is very nice to use. I think, you know, there is something about it being like a nice weighted handle. I don't quite know how a razor can be bad unless it makes you bleed, you know, like it's not snagged my skin or anything like that. So talking negatives, now I appreciate being a sort of a startup e-commerce brand. It probably is really hard to get your product into a store, particularly at the scope, because, you know, I think Estrid are running a European, at least international operation, that if they, you know, for them to be in Boots and Superdrug in the UK, for them to be in, I don't know, Carrefour in France, or you know, wherever they want to have their products, that would take a lot more orchestration. Like I appreciate that if you're a brand new brand and you want as many people as possible to use your stuff, that then being e-commerce is the quickest, most efficient way to do that. However, you know, obviously with it being a subscription model, I think that will actually put some people off, because everything is a subscription model these days. Every brand, it's not just one thing to be an e-commerce brand, but they always want you coming back for more. And I think that is what contributes to the low price. So I think whether $7.95, including shipping 2 heads, what have you, whether that is then breaking even for the product, or whether it is, you know, basically cost price, maybe they're even losing money on that. The, I guess, benefit for them is your return business. Because once you know, this handle's not going to break anytime soon. So arguably, like, once they've got your business, it's almost like a phone contract, in the sense that I know that phone companies lose money on giving you the phone for free or for 50 quid or whatever, but then they gain that money back by you having a contract with them. I think it's a very similar mentality that, yeah, okay, this might be a really good introductory price almost, but then also, you know, like £9 for 4 razor heads, is that expensive? I'm gonna go on Superdrug right now. So for RRP, for 3, this is vanilla cream razors by Gillette Venus, is $7.99. Now, obviously, if you get them in a, you know, your Boots, your Superdrugs, what have you, typically they're on offer, and that's when I would usually buy razors and razor heads, is when they're buy one, get one free, 30% off, what have you, when there's a deal on, because as I said, nobody likes spending the RRP on razors. So $9.99 for 4, that works out at £2.50 a razor, give or take, whereas $7.99 for 3. So, okay, it's actually cheaper. And do you know what? I think a lot of that will also be to do with the fact that they're not in shops. They are sort of a self-fulfilled operation, so they don't have to pay for almost space in a shop. So I think that does add to it. I think one negative could potentially be if for whatever reason you're caught short with razor heads. Now, whilst a week in respective of the journey that it's taken, the current circumstance, that's actually really very good. But, you know, the reality is if yours breaks, or you thought you had a spare one and you threw it away and then you have to order them or whatever, because they're not in shops and they're not readily available, and potentially you're, you know, I personally would just like wait till it turns up and not shave. But, you know, if you're wanting to shave for whatever reason because you bought a razor and that's your prerogative, I can imagine that'd be really frustrating if you're caught in a pinch and you're like, cool, I can't buy a new razor, or I have to go out and buy a disposable one. And I think oh my god, that's some water just landed on my face. And I think part of the reason why some people would go for a razor such as this is because of like the low waste and the reusability and sort of minimal waste coming with it. If you then have to go out and buy a pack of disposable razors, that's maybe not so much in line with why you purchased this in the first place. So whilst I think, you know, they've nailed it as much as possible in having continuing business and then also making sure that you don't run out of razors. I think 4 razor heads in 3 months, that sounds like a lot to me. I shave my armpits every time I shower, and I would shave the rest of my body once a week to 10 days, I would say, depending on how I'm feeling, what type of hair wash I need to do, you know, if I just want to chill in the shower, whatever. I would say it's between like once a week to once every 10 days. So I think 4 razors per 3 months is gonna do me absolutely fine. Overall, I would recommend this razor. I do think it is affordable and reasonably priced. I think they have really well thought out how this can work for the consumer. You know, I like it because, oh, I picked Cloud, if you're wondering what colour this is, the light grey, but they do them in a bunch of cute pastel colours. Oh, I also really do like the sticky thing that you put on the wall, so this doesn't get gooey and gross with it laying on the side. I stick mine, oh, I think you would have seen in it that I stick mine out of the shower so that the water's not on it, you know, when I'm taking a shower and it's not in use, or like my housemate, whatever's taking a shower. Have I really spoken about the performance? I don't know if I'll keep this where this is, because this has kind of been like, oh wait, a bit of a light bulb moment, or if I will sneak this in at an earlier time in this video. So basically, the first time that I got this razor, I had not shaved my body for 2.5 weeks. In fact, there was a patch on my leg. I got a tattoo in early December on my leg, and I had not shaved that since, it would have been 6 weeks at least that I hadn't shaved that patch on my leg. But like the rest of my body, it had been about 2.5, maybe even 3 weeks that I hadn't shaved my body. So the first time I used it is really gonna get put through its paces. And I think it worked fantastically. Like, you had that new razor feeling. I don't even know if I exfoliated actually. It worked wonderfully. It's incredibly efficient and effectively, I mean, as I said before, I don't know if you can be high maintenance with what you want from a razor, but I found what I wanted to use for it did it well, whether it's my leg hair, which is slightly finer, or like my armpit or my pubic hair, which is slightly coarser. Dealt with it no problem, like ate it up, no issue. And the reason that oh my god, I keep flipping water. And actually, I don't know if I mentioned, the reason why I, you know, took the plunge to buy this is, as I said, I've seen a lot of influencer marketing for it, but it's 2 of my friends who, you know, don't make YouTube videos, aren't influencers, whatever. When I heard them talking about it and saying how good they liked it, that's when I thought, actually, do you know what? I think I'm gonna give it a go. And yeah, I'm here to recommend. I think, you know, actually cost-wise and irrespective of it being a subscription model, I do think that it's worth the money, it's worth the investment. And if you were on the fence about it, I say go for it, man. If your current razor's been sad AF in your bathroom, treat yourself to a new one. $7.95. I think it's really reasonably priced, and I think they've really thought of everything. So big thumbs up from me. I hope this has been helpful and informative. By the way, speaking of subscription services, I did actually do a video on Function of Beauty, another highly influenced, marketed hair product where you design your own shampoo and conditioner. So if you're sort of on a roll of looking at subscription service hygiene products, I'll link that down below because I think that might be helpful to some people. It's been lovely to have a chinny with you. I hope you're doing well, and you shall see me again tomorrow. Bye!